StraighTAllDay.com.
You're now tuned into the show where you learn the discipline to show up day after day to do the work, the confidence to put yourself out there boldly and authentically, and the mental toughness to continue showing up, doing the work, putting yourself out there, even when the success you've expected to achieve has yet to be achieved. And on top of all this, you get a huge dose of personal initiative. That is the go-getter energy that moves any one of us, including yourself. It's going to make things happen instead of waiting for things to happen. And then we put all this together into a series of frameworks, approaches, insights, strategies, and techniques, all underneath the umbrella of one unifying philosophy that is called Work on Your Game. My name is Baldwin, also known as Dre All Day, and welcome to the show. And today's topic is why you should pay for access to people. Not just any people, but to the right people, and we'll get into that when we get into this episode. But before we get started, let me tell everybody that I send out this text message every morning for free that is guaranteed to keep you focused, sharp, and on point. I call it the Daily Motivation Text. You should receive this text. I'm going to recommend that you do. So here's what you need to do just to make sure that you get it. Text me right now, my number, which is 305-384-6894. And every single day when I send out the Daily Motivation Text, when it goes out, you as a member of my texting community will receive that message. You can even respond to any one of those messages, and you might even get a response back from me because I do take time every day and go through the text and see what people are saying back. And yes, that is me responding to those texts. So text me at that number. It is listed down below in the description. Secondly, workonyourgameuniversity.com. That's where you can get to work with me directly. That is the only place where you can work with me directly. If you want help on your goals right now, I don't care if your goals are of the personal level. Maybe you're just trying to get your personal life in order. Maybe you want to get in better shape. Maybe you feel like you just need to be more disciplined with what you're doing away from work. Maybe it's your work stuff. Maybe you're just trying to get your business in order. You're trying to make more money in your business. You need to get clear on exactly who you're serving, how you're serving them. You want to raise your prices, but you're not quite sure how to close the deal. Maybe it's a combination of both. Maybe you need to get some work things in order, and you got some personal things that need to be fixed up, and it's hard for you to find the right person because some people will help you with your life stuff, and there's some people help you with your business stuff. You haven't really heard from anyone who can help you with both. Well, guess what? You listen to someone who can help you with both. Personal, business, nothing is off limits. Everything's confidential. You want to work with me directly, go to workonyourgameuniversity.com. That's where you can work with someone who can help you, whether it's work, whether it's personal, whether it's a mix, whether it's one day is another thing the other day. Doesn't matter. workonyourgameuniversity.com. That is where you work with me directly. It's the only place you need to go if and when you want to work with me directly, keeping in mind that you are on the clock and your time in life is not unlimited. Now, with that reminder, let's get into the topic. Today's topic, once again, is why you should pay for access to people. Now, yes, you heard me correctly. You should pay money to have access to certain individuals, specifically when, it's a better way of saying it, when these people are chosen intelligently and strategically by you. And today I'm going to tell you why you should do that, with the caveat in mind that your choosing process should be made with time in mind. As I just said a minute ago, your time is not unlimited, and with the caveat in mind that we got to make sure you're choosing the right people. And when I say intelligently and strategically, I'm going to go over with you what the intelligence is and what the strategy is for actually doing this. So let's get into it. Point number one, topic once again is why you should pay for access to the right people. You could just add that in there. I don't know if I'll put it in the title, but but I want you to keep that in mind. That should be understood as you listen to this episode. Point number one, I'll tell you something that I've had happen a lot over the last, let's say, year or so. I talked to a person who's interested in working with me in some capacity. I work with people in many different capacities, but I talked to someone who's interested in working with me, and I get an understanding of what they're doing, what they need, what they want, where they're at, where they want to go. I make them an offer. I say, okay, for us to work together, here's what it's going to look like, here's what it's going to take. Now, perhaps the investment is maybe more than they are comfortable with, or maybe more than they are able to afford. I understand it. It happens. It happens to all of us. Sometimes we come across something that maybe we simply were not expecting for whatever the price tag for whatever we want it to be as high as it happens to be, whether we can afford it or not. That happens. Okay. I'll follow up with this person, and here's the part that I want to point out. Not the fact that somebody might get sticker shock or something be more than they were expecting, more than they had budgeted for a certain investment. Somebody will tell me that they went with another option. All right, that's understandable as well. Sometimes option A is better than option B. Sometimes that happens, or B is better than A. They'll tell me that they found a different option. All right, here's the other option. And this has happened more than once over the last year. When somebody tells me they went with another option, not often, but every time, I will ask them, okay, what was the other option you went with? Because I want to know. I I want to know if I made you an offer or someone else made you an offer and you chose someone else. I want to know what that someone else offered so that I understand what they may be offering you that I did not offer, so I know maybe where someone may have an edge in terms of their offer as opposed to what I'm offering. So I asked them, what's the other option that you chose? And somebody told me, well, I went with this other option because what this person was offering as opposed to what you were offering, Dre, well, they offered theirs for free. Well, hey, I don't know if I can do anything about that one. Someone once said to me, well, Dre, yeah, we were negotiating a 5-figure coaching arrangement, and this person came to me after we had came to terms on the numbers and said to me, well, Dre, look, I found somebody who's going to mentor me for free. All right, that's what this person said to me. So I'm not going to go with you, Dre. I'm going to go with this person because they're going to do it for free. Whereas opposed with you, I would have to actually pay you this amount of money. Now, this is an individual who told me in our conversation that their aim was to double their income this year. They want to make twice as much this year as they made last year. And they're going to go get a mentor who's going to, quote unquote, mentor them for free. All right, LOL. We'll just leave it at that. Another person told me that they found a better option. I said, what's the better option that you found? This person said, well, this individual sent me, they actually forwarded me the email that this other option, the better option, had sent them. And I looked at the email that the better option had sent, and this wasn't an email directly to this individual person. It was a marketing email. So y'all get emails from me. Those are marketing emails. Those emails go out to thousands of people. So this person has sent out an email to thousands of people. The better option. They sent an email to thousands of people. This individual who I had been talking to, I made an offer to this individual. They reached out to me and said, well, Dre, I found a better option, and here's the better option. They forwarded me the email. I read the marketing email. There's a link in it. I look at the link for the marketing email. You want to know what this was? This better option was a free multiple-hour workshop that this person was offering. And we'll just say SMH. That stands for shaking my head. That's what that stands for those of you who don't know the lingo. And I asked this person, after I looked at the email and I saw what was being offered, it was a free multiple-hour workshop, whereas this person was talking to me about actually working with me in a real coaching capacity, getting into the university. And I asked this person, well, why is this offer better than what I offered? Because I wanted to know, because they said it was better. That was their words. Why is this better than what I offered? And they gave me some runaround story about, well, what this person is doing is more, quote unquote, aligned with my needs. And that was nonsense, because everything that this person had told me that they needed, what I offered them was exactly what I needed. I said, is this what you need? Can you see how this can actually help you get what you want? And this person was yes. Then a week later, it's, well, this other offer is more aligned with my needs. And I straight up asked them, I said, is it the money? Is it the money? Because again, this person was offering a free workshop. Workshop was free, $0 as opposed to what I was offering, which is not free. And they said, well, yes, price is a factor. Yeah, of course price is a factor. Listen, don't bullshit me and tell me that you want ABC and then tell me something else is better when the better thing is DEF. It's not even what you said you wanted. Just say, look, it's a money decision, all right? Your thing costs more than I'm either comfortable with, more than I can afford, maybe more than I was expecting. If that's the situation, listen, I respect money decisions, all right? Human beings make money decisions every single day. But don't tell me that something else is better when it's not even what you told me that you needed. All right, the other thing that you are getting is better. Well, that's not better. It's just it costs you less money, or it costs you no money whatsoever. And listen, I don't have a problem with that whatsoever if it's a money decision. All right? Everything ain't for everybody. And listen, some price points are designed to keep certain people out and attract certain people in. All right, I completely understand this. I told you all. I've talked about this in previous episodes of this show. All right, do you want to be Louis Vuitton or you want to be Walmart? All right, Louis Vuitton is not looking for Walmart customers, and Walmart ain't looking for Louis Vuitton customers. That's completely okay. Everything ain't for everybody, okay? But just don't bullshit me. Just tell me what it is when it is actually the thing. Don't tell me it's one thing when it's actually another thing. And let me give you all a note. As consumers, any of you who's a buyer, and all of you are buyers of something, anybody who is making money, who offers you anything for free, is going to make you an offer to buy the real thing at some point in that engagement. In other words, if I was to say to you, look, I'm going to offer you a free whatever. I'm going to give you free 5 days of this, or free 30 minutes of this, or free 3 hour that. And I'm offering it completely for free. No strings attached. You actually do not need to pay. At the end of that, or some point during that, I'm going to offer you a paid for offering that's going to show you how to actually apply all the stuff that I'm telling you about in the free thing. Everybody get what I'm saying? For you to actually apply whatever I'm giving you in the free thing, you won't be able to apply it just based off what I gave you for free. You're going to need to buy something. I'm using the free thing to whet your appetite and let you understand that I know what I'm doing. So it's not a scam. I am giving it to you for free, and I am showing you what needs to happen, but you won't be able to do it just off what you got from the free thing. In order for you to actually do it, you're going to have to invest in the paid thing. I'm just using the free thing just to get your attention and get you to know that I have it, and then to kind of grease the skids, so to speak, for you buying the paid thing. This is the way it works. All right, people do this in business every single day, even me. All right, so I'm not saying this in a negative way. I'm not knocking anybody's hustle. I do the exact same thing. This is the worst kept secret in the marketing world. So if any of you didn't know it, now you know it. Okay, point number 2. Today's topic, once again, is why you should pay for access to people. So there, what I just shared with you on point number 1 is around the concept of people looking to not part with their money because they feel like they're going to get all the information or insight or process that they need, and they're not going to invest any money in getting it. Well, listen, I'll say my response to that aim is good luck with that. All right, you're probably not going to get that. And if you could get that, then you would already have it, because listen, how much information is free on the internet right now? All right, you don't need to get on a phone call with anybody. If all you need to do is access some free stuff, all right, you got YouTube, you got Twitter, you got Instagram, you got LinkedIn, you got Facebook, you got Wikipedia, you got Google. There's plenty of free stuff out there. All right, why haven't you figured it out yet? If all you needed was something that was free. I mean, let's just think about this. Let's just use some logical, rational reasoning here. Now let me get into point number 2. Point number 2 is the concept of synergy. What does synergy mean? In simple terms, synergy means 2 heads are better than 1. The whole is greater than the sum of its parts. When you connect with another individual and address your challenges working with that other individual, you give yourself a lot more chances to win than if you try to address your challenges by yourself. Why is this, and how is this? Because the other person may know things that you simply do not know. They have seen things that you have not seen. Their ideas will stimulate your ideas. When you have access to other individuals, the whole, again, is greater than the sum of the parts. In addition to the synergy, you get the energy of other human beings. Therefore, you no longer have to depend just on your own energy to keep yourself focused, sharp, and on point. The whole point here of synergy is that you should strategically and intelligently use other people and make yourself useful to other individuals. Why do you do this? Because again, the synergy between you and those persons allow all of you to create a greater outcome together than any of you could create on your own added together. So if you took each one of you does by yourselves and added it all up together, it would not equal what all of you would do as a whole working together, because synergy creates another being. It's basically called the mastermind. So where this concept of mastermind comes from, Napoleon Hill talked about it in his book Think and Grow Rich. The mastermind is literally a thing. It's a noun. It's almost like it's an entity is what a mastermind is. That when 2 people work together, they create a third person, quote unquote, that only exists when those 2 people are working together. That third person goes away when the 2 people stop working together. So you take what person 1 produces, that's like level 1. What person 2 produces is the output of another 1, so you got 1 plus 1, you get 2. But when person 1 and 2 work together, they get person 1's output, which is a 1, person 2's output, which is also a 1, and then that third person of those 2 working together, that third entity, creates another 1, so now you get 3. 1 plus 1 equals 3. That's the concept of the mastermind. That's where it came from, for those of you who don't know. That's what synergy is about. Understand, you can't create synergy by yourself. You can't create synergy working by yourself. This is why you get around other people, because they will see things, say things, know things, and understand things, intuit things that you would not on your own. That's why you use other people. And again, it's also why you make yourself useful to other people, because who's going to want to let you use them if they can't use you? So that's why you got to bring something to the table, folks. This is why you work on your game. So when you get into a room full of people who all could possibly help you, first thing they want to know is, okay, yeah, we can help you. What can you do for us? Do you bring something to the table that makes you useful to the group? If you are not useful to the group, then the group won't let you in. Law of association, folks, says what? You become the average of the people you associate with. Understand that there may be people you want to associate with because it'll help you level up, but what can you help them do? If you can't answer that question, they won't let you in the room. Therefore, you will be cut off from the possible synergy. They'll be synergizing just without you. So you got to make sure you're bringing something to the table that makes you useful to everybody else in the group. Many of you have been indoctrinated with this idea of doing everything on your own as if it's some badge of honor, and or as if you can just go on Google, or you can collect a whole bunch of free shit, you're going to figure everything out on your own. Okay, well, the free shit been available on the internet for 20 years. All right, have you gotten there yet? I mean, let's be honest, folks. Let's look at what has been available to you for the last 10, let's say just the last 10 years. Let's just say the last 10 years. Have you gotten where you wanted to be? You had 10 years to get there. I mean, 10 years is a long enough time. All right, now, unless you were starting you were creating a brand new industry from scratch, which most of you are not doing. And I talk to a lot of people. Most of you ain't creating a brand new industry from scratch. So in 10 years, you should have already had it figured out and already basically hit your goals and create a whole new set of goals. Have you done that? If the answer is no, then that's because you're trying to do everything by yourself. You are not capable of doing everything. There are some areas where you simply don't have the skill. You don't have the knowledge, you don't have the experience, you don't have the insight. Or you just don't have the hands or the eyes or the brain to do it, because you only got 2 eyes, 2 hands, 1 brain. You only be in one place at a time. What if you had other people helping you? You get a lot more done. So it's not a badge of honor to do everything by yourself. Hit the easy button. The easy button of getting things done in life is to use other people. The hard button, or the no button, is to try to do everything by yourself, because you're going to eventually run out of time or run out of talent when you're trying to do everything on your own. Number 3, topic once again today is why you should pay for access to people. So I've now broken down why you don't want to do it by yourself. Now let's get into why you actually want to use people. So I kind of gave you, the second one's kind of half and half. The third one is this: the more smart people you know, the easier business becomes. The more smart people you know have access to, you can get them on the phone, you can send a message, they will respond to you. The more of them you know, the easier your business is. Why is this? How is this true? Because when you know other smart individuals, they can make calls, they can send emails, they can shoot out text messages, they get replied to, when your calls, emails, and text messages don't get replied to. So any of you ever known somebody who they can make a call that gets responded to or gets answered when you made that same call to that same number, nobody replied? Any of y'all ever had that happen? Of course you have. Why? Because you gotta have the right people with you. You gotta know the right people in order to get into the right rooms. And in those right rooms, that's where all the stuff that you want to make happen is actually happening. That's not a matter of you just working harder in order to get into the right rooms. Getting into the right rooms means you got to know the right person. You got to have the right relationship. You got to be able to drop the right name. And if you can't do it, you can't get in the room, no matter how good you are. This is what we call politics. This is not governmental politics. This is human politics. And this is a real thing. It does exist. It has always existed. It exists right now, and it will exist tomorrow. So it's not a matter of whether or not you can go around it, because you can't. It's a matter of, can you play the game or can you not? Can you play the political game? The political game is about you knowing the right people and leveraging those relationships to get done what you want to get done. I talked about this in episode 1692, why you suck at politics and how to fix it. I told you how to fix it, not just what it is, but how to do something about it. Episode 747, why and how to be political ASAP. Episode 131, how to make politics work in your favor. Episode 1965, how to be political. So you see, I've talked about this many times. Other people can look at what you're doing and say, well, why are you doing it this way? Do it this way instead. That one insight can change your entire business. That one insight that you get from another person. This is why you pay for masterminds. This is why you pay to go to events. This is why you spend money to get around the right type of people, or possibly get around the right type of people who could help you go to where you want to go, that you would never go on your own, because you would never get that insight just thinking by yourself. Google cannot give you that insight. Google can only answer the questions that you ask. If you don't know what question to ask, you can't get the insight. You can't get insight from other people if they don't know you, because they won't talk to you. Now, you can't show people what you're doing if you're not in the room. See, many of you have some things going on that is on the precipice of success, but until you show it to the right person who can look at it and say, well, make this change, and these other 5 changes, and those changes will be all the differences between you making 60 grand a year and you making 400 grand a year. There are people out there who could help you get there, but until you get in the room with them, you'll never get that insight, and you'll be stuck at 60 for as long as it takes for you to figure this out. And I'm laying it out for you here today. So when I say as long as it takes, this could be as long as one day. It could be right now, and you can make changes, but you got to choose to make these changes. I can only lay it out for you. I can lead you to the water. I can't make you drink. I can't make you drink it. This is a choice that you have to make. See, you can't show people what you're doing and get the insight that you need if you're not in the room where those people are at. the people who can actually help you. All right, so this is the law of association. You got to get around the people who can actually help you move forward, not the people who are, basically in the same spot as you or just any random individual. It's not that you won't be doing work anymore. You'll still be working. Is that at this point, then you'll know you're doing the right work, which means you're moving forward confidently with clear direction, true purpose, and very importantly, you can stop doing all the wrong stuff. This is one of the biggest things that I help people do. You come into work on Your Game University, about half of what we do is going to be installing the right things. Another half is going to be stopping doing the wrong things. And when it comes to both of those, both installing the right things and stopping the wrong things, installing the right things and stopping the wrong things, is we got to replace some of the questions that you've been asking with some better quality questions. But where those better quality questions come from? Not from Google, not from AI software. It comes from other humans because they have seen what you haven't seen. All right, this is one of the limitations of AI. This is one thing that it can't do, at least not yet. How much is that alone worth to you? Getting that kind of insight that one or two little changes, one or two changes in logic, one or two changes in questioning will change the trajectory of your career, thusly the trajectory of your finances, thusly the trajectory of your life and the direction of your family. How much is that worth to you? How much would you pay for that? Now that you have that answer, how much you would pay. Now here's the question, how much have you paid? Now when you think about that, let's recap today's class, which is why you should pay for access to people. And these are certain people chosen intelligently and strategically, keeping in mind that your time is not unlimited, so you need to be urgent about this. Number one, had it happen a lot over the last year or so. Somebody tells me that they're going to go, they found a better option or a different option. I ask them what's the better or different option, and usually it has something to do with money, but they won't say that. So they'll say, well, I'm gonna go with this other thing because it's better aligned or it's better for what I need, when usually I know that's complete bullshit. It's just the person doesn't want to part with their money and they're trying to do everything on the free. And I already told you why you should not go cheap in the things that you're doing in your business. I just told you this in episode 25, 28. You can't go cheap in your business then expect to get rich in it. How are you going to get rich in something when you're not willing to make investments for yourself? Doesn't make any sense. Point number two, synergy. Two heads are better than one. When you are working with another person, that creates a third mind, also known as the mastermind, when two people are working together in a spirit of perfect harmony. When you connect with another person to address your challenges, you give yourself a lot more chances to win because your mind and their mind combined, y'all start multiplying ideas instead of you doing everything on your own, which is limited to the fact that you are only limited to your own talents, your own intelligence, and your own time, which none of which are unlimited. All right, no human beings is. That's why people who you see moving forward the furthest and the fastest usually have a bunch of other high-level individuals around them. And listen, you can be one of these people. This is not a matter of you have to have a certain amount of money. It means you need to have a certain amount of intelligence. You need to have the mindset that you are willing to synergize with other people rather than trying to do everything by yourself. It is not a badge of honor to do everything on your own. And here's the truth, you can't do everything on your own, so you'll never get that badge because you won't achieve everything trying to do it by yourself. Point number three, the more smart people you know, the easier business is. Why? Because other people can get things done that you cannot get done. They can get responses that you can't get. They can get in the rooms that you can't get in. They can get attention that you simply can't get because they know people that you don't know. An average human being knows about 700 to 1,000 people. So let's say with 10 of y'all put together, y'all all start multiplying. Now y'all start having mutual connections. This person knows this person. Now you got a whole Rolodex of people that you can connect. Let's say each one of you knows 1,000 people. You connected with 10 other people. Now you got access to 10,000 people as opposed to only 1,000 that you know yourself. Despite of how hard you work on your own, there's a limit to how far you can go and how far you can reach. You're just doing everything through your own abilities and your own time and your own talent, because all of those things are finite. It's not that you won't be doing work anymore when you connect with other people. It's that you will know you're doing the right work because you are able to bounce your ideas off other people who know what they're doing, as opposed to you who might know what you're doing and you might not know what you're doing. Right? You understand this? So you need to move forward confidently with clear direction, purpose, and very importantly, you got to be able to stop doing the wrong stuff. How much alone is that worth? You just thought about that. How much is that worth? You come up with a number. Now I'm going to ask you, how much have you invested towards that amount? If those numbers don't add up, or the first one is a lot more than what you've actually invested, a lot more than the second number, well, right there is the crux of your issue. All that said, text me. Let me know you want the daily motivation I send every day for free. My number is 305-384-6894, and workonyourgameuniversity.com. That is where you get to work with me directly. You get access to the mindsets, the strategies, the systems, and the executions for you to take your game to the next level. You can synergize with someone like myself to move your game where it needs to be, so you can take all of your business, all of your game, everything you're doing to its next level of performance. That's all at workonyourgameuniversity.com. Work on your game. Dre all day.